What you got?
Alex, you've been here for a few days. What's anything stick out in your eyes so far?
As far as like player development, they're doing it right. You know, it's been fun to watch. Very structured, very specific with certain players. Just to be around the minor leaguers, you know, is something that I wanted to do. It feels like you come here earlier and earlier compared to in the past, but just to be able to connect with players and then see them in this environment without the cameras and all that, it was gratifying. It was good, and I think as far as like the programs and the planning and all that, very pleased with everything that is going on.
I saw you take a long walk with Christian Campbell around the complex yesterday.
Yeah.
Will you talk to particularly those kind of big three guys who are going to have a lot of attention on them and kind of let them know what to expect or see how they're doing? Or?
Yeah, we had a chance to talk to. I had a chance to talk to the rookie development program, and Narvaez was there, Roman, Campbell, and kind of like walk them through what is this all about, right? And just to make sure keep doing your routines. I think that's the most important thing. The training environments are a lot different to when I used to come here as a player. Yeah, you were in shape, but baseball shape, you were behind. You were trying to get your swing right, all that stuff. These guys are way ahead. So trying to like make sure they know that what they've been doing the last few years works, and we're not going to get in the middle of it, right? If you want to hit high velo machine BP, we'll do it, and also I think they're used to it. I was against talking about the kids, right? A few years ago, I was very mad when the first question was about Marcella. Now it doesn't matter, like I think, we're in a spot that they're here. Like I told them last year, there's no age limit to make the big leagues. You can make it at 20, you can make it at 32. It's up to you. And they did an outstanding job last year. Obviously, with Marcelo, the injury at the end put him a little bit behind in a sense. But, you talk to Chad and you talk to the coaches, to Epi and then to Trace, and they're good. They're really good. We don't have to hide it. And the cool thing about them, they're very humble too. Humble kids that they do understand how it goes, and they're fun to be around. Right now we were giving Taboni some shit over there because I haven't seen Taboni watching BP in big league camp, in the years that he's been working, and now Roman is over there, Campbell is over there, and Marcelo, and all of a sudden everybody's watching them. So we'll have fun with it, and they know it, and they're prepared. If you talk to the three of them, they have one goal, is to break camp with us. So we'll see what happens.
Alex, the last few years, there's been a certain apathy around the team. I mean, fans, that's just what it is. Do you think fans should be excited about this year's team, and is this a playoff team?
We have a good team. We really do. I think we have a balanced team that we can do a lot of things on the field as far as like position players. We saw it last year. This part here is the one that excites me. Obviously, the addition of Crochet, Chapman, Walker, Wilson, it's different. It's different. We got some big boys now, and we're a lot deeper than in the past. If you take a look at our seasons the last 3 years, that's what people talk about, right? We were there by the trading deadline, and then we tailed off. And I think it was actually not the position players. Yeah, we go up and down with the offense, but we ran out of pitching. And I do believe we're deep enough now that if something happens with the starters, we got some capable guys that can come in and help us for 3 starts, for a month and a half. And we didn't have that in the past. So that's the part that I'm excited. As far as the fan base, yeah, I mean, we play in a city that the appetite for rings is real. They love it. As you guys know, I follow sports in our city, and shoot, Ian is upset at the Celtics because they're losing games in January. That's how it works, right? So I understand, how they feel, but like I said last year in September, I do believe we turned the corner. We made some additions in the offseason that are going to put us in a good spot, and our job is to just keep working to get better. The 30 teams right now in the big leagues, they're going to say all the right things, right? We're a playoff team, and our goal is to win the World Series. For me, honestly, this year it's about work. Last year, we had to manage the team a little bit different because nobody believed that we were a good team, and we were very loud about how we are a World Series contender. This year is about working, getting better, and if we do that, over 162 games, things are going to take care of itself, and we'll be dancing in October.
Now, how do you think the defense is better?
Excuse me.
How does your defense get better?
Obviously, Trevor. We always talk about Trevor. We were in this path last year, so having Trevor healthy, and that's going to help. I think repetitions at second base. We'll see where it goes. And I think the kids that we put some plans together in the off season, and they've done a good job to get their physically to get to where we want to, more explosive, and that's going to help. And we just have to keep working, in the things that we have to. Taking care of the baseball is a must. The other thing that we can do to help the defense is to get more swing and misses, right? And that's something we have talked throughout the offseason, kind of like to raise the floor, right? Like, velo is very important for us. And if we get some more swing and misses or miss-hit balls, it's going to help them. So just keep working in that aspect, and, hopefully we can play defense. We've been talking about this for 5 years in a row.
How do you just going? Obviously, it's not even day one yet, but like, what are the things you're looking for in trying to evaluate second base and who might end up with that job?
I think defense is important. Let's see how the lineup is going to shape up. The off season is not over, so there's no secret. We're still trying to improve in certain areas. So whenever we get there, whenever we start playing games, obviously get your feet wet the first few weeks, and then we go. I think we got some capable guys that can play the position. We saw it last year. You see Hammy. Last year, sure, he struggled, but at second, he was elite. His range is outstanding. The out conversion is really good. So we got some interesting guys, and I think competition is always good. And let's see what happens.
Do you like a main guy at second base, or would that be kind of a mix?
We can go two ways. We can have a main guy at second, and we can platoon at second. So,
Based on what you know, how optimistic are you about making a significant addition to the roster before opening day?
I think there's a lot of things going on right now that is out of our control. I think we have done a good job, presenting our program and taking a step forward. But then after that, it takes two to tango, right? So we'll see what happens in the upcoming days, upcoming weeks. But I think we've been very aggressive, in certain situations, and I won't be surprised if we add something else.
Obviously, the big fish are, Bregman and Arenado still out there.
Arenado's not out there.
Well, theoretically.
He's not.
And there'll be trade rumors.
I cannot talk about players in the other teams.
So, just in terms of, those guys who played third base for a long time, you talked about, we've been asking about Rafi. You said the first conversation about moving him would happen with him. Have you broached that topic with him yet?
We had conversations about where he's at right now. He was here until Friday, and he knows what's going on. We've been talking about everything from what we're trying to accomplish roster-wise to what we need to accomplish for him. And I think right now the main thing, is not positions or additions or whatever, is for him to have a healthy camp. He had a good off season as far as the shoulders. He's in a good spot. He's been here for 3 weeks. He went home, of course, to be with his family, which I don't, I love it. I really love the fact that he disconnected himself from this and went home to enjoy them. And he'll be back. But I think, the conversations with him is more about himself right now.
Is it a real possibility you move him off third?
Right now, he's a third baseman. He's a third baseman for the Boston Red Sox.
And when you talk about kind of health, big picture, one, how's Yoshida, and then are there any other
Nasa looks good, man. Nasa, I don't know if you guys have noticed, his body's a lot different than the last few years. He's in his swing progression. He's not throwing yet, so that's something that we have to take into consideration this month and the upcoming months to see where we at. Last year we knew the situation. The defense was a lot better last year, but as far as like for the roster to be functional, we might need him to play the outfield here and there. But we'll get there when we get there. But as far as the swing, he's in a good spot right now.
What's it meant to you to see Giolito back on the mound and Hendricks getting there? And,
Yeah, it's important. Lucas, at one point, he was one of the best pitchers in the big leagues. He will give us in quality innings, and he feels really good. With Liam, if you see him, a lot different, right? Now I'm like, okay, last year he was just rehabbing, but his body is in a good place. He threw a live BP 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken, 3 days ago. Having him, and you got Chapman, and you got Slayton, and you got Whitlock, and you got Wilson, Kelly, stuff will be a lot better in the bullpen. And we are a lot deeper with those guys in the pitching staff.
Witt said he was going to face hitters today, but just in general that he was feeling really good. Do you see him kind of having like a multi-inning kind of role?
He asked me the other day. He asked me, like, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, I don't know. The 21 version was really good, We'll get there when we get there. The good thing about having multi-inning relievers is what happened in 21, right? There were certain days that we just gave him the ball, and he gave us the 7th and the 8th. We reset the bullpen and we won games. I don't know how many games he pitched after the first week that we were down. I think every outing with him was either a tie game or a head. And that's what we're trying to accomplish this year.
Alex, when you won here, you played with some guys that, a little different, off, colorful guys that maybe the analytics today wouldn't really like and enjoy. And now we talk about, defensive metrics, exit velo. Fans get a little numb by that. Do you think you need a certain guy here, character guys, to get fans excited about, personality guys, to create that home field advantage at Fenway?
I think home field advantage, is created winning games, and we haven't done a pretty good job of that since actually 19. I think 21 we were good, and it was fun to be at Fenway. Obviously, it was different because it started with 12% fans and then 25, 50, whatever. So that was different. But you create momentum, you create excitement, winning games. That's the reason I'm not going to be here and say, yeah, we're a World Series team. It's World Series or bust. No. We just got to work. And the expectations are the expectations. But I think everybody knows in that room that we have a pretty good team. It's a solid team. Are we the best team in the big leagues? No, we're not. We're not. But we can contend. We can play good baseball. And, like I said, over 162 games, if you're consistent on the things that we're going to preach, we should be okay.
You had Kenley the last couple of years. He's gone. Are you still on your really wanting a set 9th inning guy, wanting a set 8th inning guy thing that you've been on since the, I guess, 19 really?
Since 18. Yeah. 19 we had the committee, right? Yeah, I believe in that, but we'll see. Health comes into play, right? The good thing is that we haven't promised any of these guys a role. We haven't told Liam or Chappie, that they got the 9th, so they know that. And the good thing is, and we haven't talked about Bernie and Penrod. From the left side, stuff-wise, we have, we throw harder. It doesn't mean that we're going to get more outs, but we throw harder. We can mix and match, and it's going to be a flexible bullpen, one that we can go start mapping out. What are we going to do this next 2 weeks? And we got some guys that have options, and they're going to hate it, but we're going to have to make tough decisions, and we're going to be flexible and versatile, and I think it's going to help us to win games.
Are you leaning towards a 6-man rotation? Do you want to see the 6-man rotation?
I haven't talked about that yet. Obviously we got plenty of arms, but if you take a look at the schedule, at one point somebody has to pitch that first month, an extra guy. I want to say the first month is, I think, 13 in a row or 13 with 1 day off, and then we got 13 more. And then for some reason, and I love it, it seems like we don't play, right? Like 2 months, right? It's kind of like a AAA schedule. You have a set off day. Every Thursday off for 2 months. Yeah. That's when we're going to watch Shakira.
Do you have any other candidate? Like, do you look at anybody as a candidate besides Hendricks and
Chapman. I mean, we got guys that have stuff, and Whit remind me that he closed the wild card game in 21. So we got guys. We have options, which is a good thing.
You look at Narvaez as your backup pitcher, probably?
We'll see. I mean, we got, Blake is a good catcher. He's been in the big leagues, left-handed. He can play good defense. Narvaez, he's physical. He's a good player. So we'll see. But just watching him, he did a good job in the offseason. He played well down there in Venezuela. He's stronger. He has a pretty good idea what he wants to do offensively, and defensively he's really good.
It sounded like the Yankees really like him. From the defensive
Yeah, that's. I talked to Aaron about him. He really liked him, but where they at right now,
Getting into this after what you guys just saw from him, how do you set expectations for Jaron?
Just don't try to do too much. I think that's the most important thing. There were a few things that happened in the off season that probably are going to push him to keep getting better, which is awesome, right? And but he's in it. I mean, physically he's great. He understands what he needs to do. Now it's a matter of keeping him healthy throughout camp, right? And just be ready for Jacob deGrom in Texas.
He is the last member of the 2018 team, but you have Walker Buehler, who is coming off a huge postseason and has a ton of postseason experience. How huge is it to get a pitcher like him in the clubhouse who's, kind of climbed the mountain multiple times, has pitched in these huge games, he's dominated the Yankees in the World Series, especially with such a young roster, to have a guy who can kind of...
Yeah, it's important. It's very important. And, one of the things I noticed is like how comfortable he is with the group already, and he's been here 2 days, and it's kind of like an old school mentality. There's a few things that we do believe that we can help him with as far as like physically, with the trainers here. As you guys know, we have one of the best training staff in the big leagues, and just the goal here is for him to post 30 times and obviously do his thing in October. But we'll get there when we get there. But it's refreshing, One thing for sure, talking to him in the off season and just talking to him the last few days, he really wanted this. He wanted this, and he bet on himself, which is something that not too many players do at this time, right? They won years and they won, job security, not only for them, but obviously to take care of their families. But he wanted to be here, which is awesome, and I'm excited about it. He caught my eye. In 18, I was like, this guy is a freaking monster. Yeah, against that team.
Did you get a chance to see Crochet off the mound?
He threw a live a few days ago, and then he threw a bullpen yesterday. Yeah, big dude. Yeah, he's hopefully Chris doesn't take it personally, but he looks like Chris Sale, but stronger. But stronger. But stronger. Yeah.
Watching him defend you, he looks like he put a lot of work in during the offseason.
He's very specific in his programs. Just knows what he wants to do. We have a good plan for him. Obviously, this is different this year, right? Last year, they took care of him. Now we have to take care of him so he can take care of us, right? And excited about him. The stuff is real. The presence is here. Is real. I think guys gravitate towards him, which is awesome. So you asked me, the first question you asked me, something that had caught my attention is how easy kind of like the new guys have, kind of like gel with everybody else. it's good to see.
Is the manager in the best shape of his managerial?
It's up to you guys. I mean, I feel good. Today we ran 5. My pace in Puerto Rico has been 9:20. Today was 8:45. You know, putting pressure. Peter and Joe and actually Tabani, he ran with us. So yeah, we'll be ready for the fight. No, man, I can't. I gotta manage that day.
I know you got a manager.
I'm not gonna run a marathon.
Ramon can take over.
No, Ramon is banged up. By the way, he has a flu, so he's out.
Any injuries or anything like that?
Ramon.
No, seriously, though, like,
As in now, right now, nothing. Yeah, I'll give you guys an update tomorrow.
Are you running the 5K again?
Oh yeah.
For a couple of years, there were a bunch of free agent pitchers that you guys would make similar or bigger offers to. They would sign somewhere else for various reasons. But now you've got pitchers saying, I signed here because I want to pitch with Andrew Bailey as my pitching coach. How huge has he been for the pitching staff and his kind of team, you know, that you've got guys coming here because they want to work with him and pitch here because
He's huge. He's important, you know, and I think he's one of the best in the big leagues, if not the best, you know. And the one thing about him, it's not about his knowledge; it's about the person too. You know, like he's so positive, he's full of energy. He doesn't take a day for granted. You know, he went through a lot, you know, as a player. You know, he was on the top of the hill, right, early in his career, and then you know he was banged up, you know, and he grinded through it and all that. And I think those experiences. You know, kind of like help him to become this coach, you know, and I love coming to work to see what's going on. I love to come here and learn from the pitching group, and I think the players feel the same way.
with Bueller, do you think it's going to add something extra to the rivalry that he just
Which rivalry?
the Yankees?
I don't know. I think if we win, it's going to feel a rivalry. That's the most important thing. They've been in the playoffs a lot of years, you know, and you know, if you take a look, you take away the World Series, right? I mean, that's what really matters. You know, let's not take it away. But they've been in dance a lot of years in a row. We haven't done that. So.
I know you're not going to tell us who's the opening day starter, but Tanner was an all-star last year. It's
Yeah.
Very well for you.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, but you know, we'll have those conversations later on, see where we at physically and all that, and then we'll make a decision.
I mean, you know, you've got
And
a
then
lot of
when you announce it, you'll reveal that you actually did this in January and that you're lying to us right now.
Or February 5th.
Chris Sale was the opening day starter last year.
No.
He was.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So it always changes.
He was, right? In Atlanta? No? He started?
It's going to be at the end of September. So.
Hey.
we'll get Johnny on FaceTime to ask you that question every day.
Yeah. How's he doing, by the way?
visit him. He's doing
Yeah.
not going
Good. Tell him I say hi. Well, let's do this. Thank you.